नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं वाचं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् जितं ते पुण्डरीकाक्ष नमस्ते विश्वभावन नमस्तेऽस्तु हृषीकेश महापुरुषपूर्वज सदक्षरं ब्रह्म य ईश्वरः पुमान् गुणोर्मे सृष्टिस्थितिकालसल्लयः प्रधानबुद्ध्यादिजगत्प्रपञ्चसूः सनोऽस्तु विष्णुर्मतिभूतिमुक्तिदः चतुर्थेऽन्नि च कर्तव्यं तस्यास्थि चयनं नृप तदूर्ध्वम् अंगसंस्पर्शः सपिण्डानाम् अपि इष्यते योग्याः सर्वक्रियाणां तु समानसलिलास्तथा अनुलेपनपुष्पादि भोगाद् अन्यत्र पार्थिव शय्यासन उपभोगश्च सपिण्डानामपि इष्यते भस्म अस्थि चयनात् ऊर्ध्वं संयोगो न तु योषितां बाले देशान्तरस्थे च पतिते च मुनौ मृते सद्यः शौचं तथा इच्छातः जल अग्नि उद्बन्धनादिषु. So in this 13th chapter we are talking about the Antyakriya. Aurva Maharshi is describing the Antyakriya, what are all the samskaras that are involved in the process here. He is explaining it to King Sagara. So we saw till the 17th shloka where if it is a boy, if it is a child or someone who is dead in Deshantare, yadi saha Deshantare asti tarhi whenever you can ichchataha, you observe the ashaucham, you observe the 10 days of ashaucham for how much ever you want. Whenever you hear the news from then on, you can be for 10 days, or it depends whenever the death happened for those 10 days. It depends. Jala Agni Udbandhanadishu, even Durmaranam is also considered here. If it is a Durmaranam, if you want, you can observe those 10 days. Otherwise, you don't need to Ichchataha. Ashaucham is observed. So we start with the 18th shloka here. Mritabandhoho दश अहानि कुलस्य अन्नं न भुज्यते दानं प्रतिग्रहः होमः स्वाध्यायः च निवर्तते मृतबन्धोः. If someone यस्य बन्धुः मृतः सः, so मृतबन्धुः नाम for whom the bandhu is no more, for that person in tasya kulasya annam dasha ahani na bhujyate, the food of the family of the person who has passed away, food is not taken in their houses. Okay, so the food of the family in which someone is dead, someone is deceased, you don't take for 10 days, and during that period danam, charity, pratigraha, receiving charity, homaha, any kind of homam, swadhyayaha and adhyayanam, your regular study, are also nivartate, they are also suspended. That is, you don't do all these things. Viprasya etat dvadasha aham. So what is the time period of ashaucham? For a brahmana, it is for 12 days. Dvadasha aham. Rajanyasyapi ashauchakam. Ashauchakam, this period of can say uncleanliness, whatever. So the translation can be however you want. So ashaucham, this period of ashaucham is for a king, for a kshatriya, rajanyasya, one who belongs to the kshatriya kulam. For them too, it is for 12 days. Whereas for a vaishya, ardhamasantu vaishyasya masam shudrasya shuddhaye. For becoming pure, it takes about a month, half a month, that is 15 days for a Vaishya, and a full month for the fourth Varna, Shudra. Okay. So next is Ayujo Brahm Bhojayet Kamam Dvijan Ante Tato Dine Dadyat Darbheshu Pindamcha Pretaya Uchishtha Sannido. Kamam Dvijan Ayujaha Dvijan Bhojayet. Ayujaha garche, it is actually odd number of Brahmanas. So at the end of, on the first day, Dina Ante Dine, after Tataha Ante Dine, Ante Ashaucha Ante, Tataha Dine, on the next day, at the end of the Ashauchakam, you have to feed an odd number of Brahmanas, not an even number, but an uneven number of Brahmanas. So, Ekam, Trina, Pancha, Sapta, Nava, you can increase. It depends on how much ever you can. Your purse can allow, that much of Brahmanas you can feed. So, Ayujaha, Dvijan, Kamam, Bhojayet, Kamam, Yathecham. So, according to your wish, according to the wish of the person who is doing the expenditure, right? So, he should feed Brahmanas in an uneven number. And then, after that, Dadyat darbheshu pindam cha pretaya uchishta sannidau. Uchishta sannidau, near at the sannidhi and in the presence of the uchishtam, that is Brahmana uchishtam. After they have eaten, in the presence of that, the remaining that they have eaten, tatra darbheshu, on a darbha, pretaya, for the person who is deceased, pindam dadhyat, you have to give one ball of rice, pindam, for that person on the darbha, right near the Brahmana uchishta. Ayujo bhojayet kamam dvijan ante tato dine dadyat darbheshu pindam cha pretaya uchishta sannidhau. Vari ayudha pratodastu dandascha dvija bhojanat sprashtavyaha anantaram varnaihi shuddhehe ante tataha kramat. Tataha shuddhehe ante, at the end of ashaucha. So when you want to become pure, so the purity comes after the Brahmanas have eaten. Dvija bhojanat ante shuddhehe, shuddhi, shuddhehe can be for the sake of shuddhi, sixth case here. Okay, so shuddhehe, for the sake of purity, dvija bhojanat ante, at the end of, after giving the Brahmanas their food, varnaihi kramat, kramat brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudra iti kramat, each one should touch each one of these items, sprashtavyaha, these have to be touched for the sake of purity. In order to attain purity, you have to touch each one of these items. Each varna has one particular item to touch for purity. So, vari is water for a brahmana, ayudha, any weapon, because they live by that weapon. See, each one is their jivika here. That is why they have to touch that particular item for shuddhi, and then they are cleansed after that period of 10 days or half a month or 1 month for each varna. So, vari for a brahmana, water, ayudha, and a weapon for kshatriyas, and then pratoda. Pratoda is a goad, and the ankusham, pratodaha, and then dandaha, a staff. These are the items that they use for their livelihood. Pratoda is also a goad because the Vaishya is responsible for agriculture, krishi, karma, everything. So that is, he uses that to prompt everybody to work. Vari ayudha pratodaha, dandaha cha sprashtavyaha. These things have to be touched. Sprisha dhatoho tavyat pratyaya. Sprashtavyaha varnaihi kramat. By each varna, these things have to be touched. Tataha swavarna. Only after that they start doing their varnashrama dharma, varna dharma. Tataha swavarna dharmaha ye vipradina mudahritaha tan kurvita puman jivet nija dharma arjanaihi tatha. Tataha, after doing this, ye swavarna dharmaha vipradina mudahritaha, those dharmas which have been enjoined, udahritaha, those which have been detailed for brahmana and other varnas, which is their particular varna dharma, tan kurvita puman, those have to be done by a person according to whatever is his varna. Nija dharma arjanaihi tata jivet. Tatha, in the same manner, he also has to live by earning money according to his dharma. So he can start doing dhanam, pratigraham, etc. if it is a brahmana. And then if it is a kshatriya, vaishya, depending on their work that is enjoined according to their varna dharma, he can start earning money after that. mritahani cha kartavyam ekoddishtam ataf param ahvanadikriya daiva niyoga rahitam hi tat. So ekoddishtam ataf param from then on, from after that 13 days, mrita ahani, on the day that the person passed away, every month he has to do ekoddishtam. Ekoddishtam is I was thinking it was towards one brahmana. Tatha nasti. Ekaha itukte atra ekaha preta. The person who is passed away, you are actually doing every kriya with respect to that particular person who has passed away, and you are on the brahmana varikiram. So there is one brahmana whom you are asking him to direct every kriya towards the person who has passed away. So ekam uddishya eva tatra kriyate kriyaha kriyante ta brahmanam uddishya किंतु ब्राह्मणे प्रेतम उद्दिश्य एव तत्र क्रियाः क्रियन्ते. Okay. Mrita ahani, on the day of the death. So every month, if it is a Chaturdashi, Shukla Paksha Chaturdashi, whatever, Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi or Prathama, depending on the day, the tithi that the person passed away. Ahvanadi Kriya Daiva Niyoga Rahitam Tat. This is done without calling on to the Devatas and other members and etc. You don't, there is only one, without offering to Vishvedeva. There is only one particular person who is like a god who brings in that preta avdimba. I had a question, I had a doubt about this, so I asked one of the Vadhyara Kittenrande. So there are actually two Brahmanas in every ritual that we do, but then it is only one Brahmana who is the Ekodishtam. The other person is the person who brings the identity of that Pretam to this Brahmana. So he is like a bodyguard there. And then you have a Vishnu also, who is the Samrakshaka for the entire process, that it should go on really well. That is why we have a Mahavishnu also present. So it is only an Ekodishtam, which is only one Brahmana is addressed here as a conduit to that person who has passed away. So, Ahvanadi Kriya, Ahvanam, Daiva Niyoga, Ahvanadi, you don't call without any offerings to Vishvedeva, etc. Every month for 1 year, this Shraddha is repeated on the day of the death. Ekaha argyaha tatra datavyaha. One argyam has to be given. Tathaiva eka pavitrakam. One pavitram. You also give one pavitram. Pretaya pindaha datavyaha. Bhuktavatsu dvijatishu. After the Brahmanas have eaten, similarly to what we did, what was said in the earlier shloka, after the Brahmana has eaten, uchishta sannidau tatra pretaya darbheshu pindaha datavyaha. Okay. So, prashnascha tatra abhiratihi yajamanaihi dvijanmanam akshayam amukasya iti vaktavyam viratau tatha. So, tatra yajamanaihi dvijanmanam prashnaha abhiratihi prashnaha kartavyaha. So, yajamanaihi, the one who offers the food, yajamana, the sacrificer, right? He has to ask the brahmanas, dvijanmanam prashnaha kartavyaha. Kidrisha prashnaha abhiratihi. Adhaadu abhiramyatam abdingra madri, they have to ask this question to them. Abhirataha smaha iti, they have to reply to that also. The brahmanas have to reply to such a question. So, adhaadu, do you like, are you happy or not?
Triptosi in Gapa, Triptas means
Triptasmaha அப்படிம்பா இல்லையா. அதில் வந்து அபிரம்யதாம் அப்படிங்கலாம், இல்லை திருப்திஹி, போத் ஆர் சேம். திருப்தங்கிறச்சு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன், அபிரமதேங்கிறச்சு இட் இஸ் யூ என்ஜாய் வாட் யூ ஈட் இல்லையா. ஸோ அபிரம்யதாம் அபிரதாக ஸ்மஹா, இல்லை திருப்தியந்தாம் ஆர் திருப்தாஸ்மஹா அப்படிங்கலாம். அக்ஷய திருப்தாக பவந்து அப்படிங்கிறோம் இல்லையா. ஸோ அது அக்ஷயம் அமுகஸ்ய. Amukasyangarche, you substitute that with the sharma of the person who has passed away, and you say tasya sharmanaha akshayam idam upatishtatam. So akshaya illana pitaraha akshaya triptaha santu abdina iti viratau vaktavyam. Viratau at the end Pinda Pradhanat Anantaram etad Vakyam Vaktavyam. Okay, so at the end of the entire bhojanam, he has to, the Brahmanas have to say this, that the Pitris have become happy about it. Ekodishtamayah dharmaha itham avatsarat smritaha. Itham, in this manner, we have to perform this ekodishta dharma. Eka shraddham towards one person has to be performed avatsarat until the end of the year. Sapindikaranam tasmin kale Rajendra tachrunu. Sapindikaranam abdingarche, you are connecting this person who has recently died with the ancestors, and you will release one of them from the list, and in this unit you will join the person who has recently passed away. So that is called Sapindikaranam. So tasmin kale Rajendra is an address to Sagara Raja here. Aurva Maharshi is talking to Sagara. So tachrunu, listen to that process also. Ekodishta vidhanena karyam tadapi parthiva samvatsare atha shastheva maseva dwadashe ahani tat. So this Sapindikaranam, I thought it was done only on the 12th day. We usually do it only on the 12th day after the person has passed away. He says samvatsare, either at the end of the year or in the 6th month or dwadashe ahani ekodishta vidhanena karyam. This Sapindikaranam has to be performed or in this, the Sapindikaranam has to be performed either at the end of 1 year or at the end of 6 months or at the end of 12th day. Okay. I think nowadays the practice is we finish it off by the 12th day, because many people don't do monthly masikam and sodakumbam, so it is easy.
அதுக்கு சில சூத்திரத்திலலாம் வருஷம் முடியும் பண்ண முடியாம அந்த எஜமானனுக்கு ஆயிடுங்கிறதுனால அதை கொஞ்சம் அதை முன்னாடி அதை இழுத்து வச்ச மாதிரி 12 பண்ண மாதிரி தாத்பரியமா பண்ற மாதிரி வச்சிருக்காங்க சில சூத்திரம். ஏன்னா பண்ண வேண்டிய பார்ட்டியை கர்த்தாவே வருஷமுக்குள்ள அவருக்கே அதை ஆயிடுத்து வச்சுக்கோங்க.
கரெக்ட்.
So that process will not be completed. அந்த ஒரு அப்படி அதை ஆஹ்வானம் பண்ண மாதிரி பண்ணி அப்படி ஒரு சூத்திரங்களை சொன்னதுனால அப்படி பண்றா. அப்படி பண்ணி 12 மாசிகத்தையும் பண்ண மாதிரி பண்ணி முன்னாடியே பண்ண மாதிரி பண்ணி அது மாதிரி பண்ணி
12th டேவே முடிச்சு விடுறது.
அப்படி பண்ற மாதிரி.
சரி, அதுக்கு அப்புறம் if the person
சுபகாரியங்கள் அப்புறம் பண்ண முடியும். சுபகாரியங்கள் வருஷத்துல பண்ணனும்னாலும் that will be you can complete it.
அதனால தான் இப்ப கல்யாணம்லாமும் பண்றோம்.
அதுக்கு அனுகூலமா இருக்குங்கிறதுக்காக அப்படிலாம் சூத்திரங்கள் அவர் சொல்லிருக்கு, அப்படி பண்றான்.
ஓகே ஓகே. ஆபஸ்தம்ப சூத்திரம் அந்த மாதிரி சூத்திரங்கள்
பலதெல்லாம் அந்த
தர்மசாஸ்திரம்
அப்படி கரெக்ட்.
ஓகே ஓகே. Thank you. It makes sense. If for 1 year you cannot do any இது என்ன நல்ல காரியம்னா ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாயிடும் இல்லையா அவளுக்கு. அதனால இல்ல அவருக்கே சொல்ற மாதிரி if the karta himself passes away then what to do, காரியமும் விச்சித்தி ஆயிடுறதே. Okay. Tilagandha udakaihi yuktam tatra patra chatushtayam. So you have 4 vessels there as you are doing this process. So on the 4 vessels la tila gandha jalam, sesame seeds, gandham, chandanam and water. There are 3 patrams. Usually the 3 patrams are for 1 patram is for pretam and then the other 3 are for the pitru patram. Patram pretasya tatra ekam paitram patratrayam tatha. So pretasya patram ekam, the one who is passed away, for him you keep 1 vessel. Then there are 3 vessels for 3 of those who were a unit before. Now you will remove 1 of them and then from here you have to, அதாவது சேச்சயேத் பித்ருபாத்ரேஷு பிரேதபாத்திரம் ததஹ த்ரிஷு. From the vessel that is kept for the person who has recently passed away, you take that water and sechayet, you sprinkle that water into the other 3 pitrupatras. That is, you are joining them with them ngarthukkaga. It is a symbolic representation of that. Okay. Tataha pitrutvam apanne. Only then he no longer is a preta. You start addressing him as a pitru. So pitrutvam apanne, when he has attained that status of a pitrugana, Tasmin prete pitritvam apanne sati, when he has attained that status, Shraddha dharmaihi aseshaihi tu tatpurvan archayet pitrun. Then you have to archayet. Archayetna, you worship all of the pitraganas who have passed before him. Purvan pitrun, the other ancestors who have passed away before this person, along with this person also. So Shraddha Dharmaihi, with the Shraddha, with the dharmas that are enjoined in the Shraddha Kalpa. Putraha pautraha prapautro va bhrata va bhratra santatihi sapinda santatihi vapi kriyarhaha nripa jayate. Hey nripa, either the son or pautraha, son's son, prapautraha, grandson in the great grandson in the lineage, patriarchal. So son's son. So the lineage in that format. Or bhrata, a brother, bhratra santatihi, brothers' children in the same format. Brothers, male progeny, or in sapinda santatihi, those who are all in the sapinda clan. So you have Pita, Pitamaha and Prapitamaha. So Prapitamanam Sapinda actually happens for some 4 generations or 7 generations. Illa 3 generations. Even if it is 4 generations, you have a huge branch of family and there are male lineages in any branch. Then they get the arhata for performing the kriya. Kriya arhaha jayate. These people become worthy of performing the kriya for the person who has deceased. Tesham abhave, when none of the male lineage are absent, then samana udaka santatihi. Salilanjali, those who can give Salilanjali, they Tandi vidradengro. Those people, their santati, their male progeny have the right to perform the actions, the kriyas, samskaras. Matrapaksha sapindena sambaddaha ye jalenava. Or anybody who are connected through the mother's side, who are also sapinda. Usually in the Amavasa Tarpanam Varche, you also call upon the Matrapaksham, right? So those people are also related in that way. So the male lineage from that side also can have the right to perform the Shraddhadi karma. Kula dvaye apicha uchinne. When both sides are not present in, let's say they ellame ottotaya irka, nobody is present today, or they have died childless, so there is no representation, no male representation from any side, then stribihi karyaha kriya nripa kriyaha. So he nripa kriyaha stribihi karyaha. The women of the family then can do the shraddha for if on both sides the progeny, there is no male progeny there to perform the rites. Sanghata antargataihi vapi karyaha pretasya cha kriyaha. So pretasya kriyaha sanghata antargataihi. Sanghata here refers to mitra sanghata. Anybody who has accompanied until the smashanam. Right, so there are a whole host of friends could be there because he has no family, so he has friends to take care of him. So any one of those friends can perform the kriya. Idilala வந்து கிராமத்துல அநாத போனோன்னு இருக்கும். Many people would have died without who are orphaned, who have come there, whose family is unknown, we don't know from where they have come. எத்தனையோ இருக்கலாம். I remember my grandfather has done last rites for many such people in that village wherever they lived. If anybody passed away and there was nobody nearby, it was my grandfather who did that. So adala oru punya vishesham thane. So sanghata antargataihi, among the circle of friends, anybody can perform the rites for the preta. Utsanna bandhu riktadva karayet avanipatihi. Now this is if he has nobody, assuming Utsanna Bandhu, there are no relatives for him, Rikthat, that Riktham is the money, Riktham na Dhanam nartho. Utsanna bandhu riktam. Yasya bandhuhu utsannaha vartate. Utsannaha iti cheta nashta bandhuhu. Yasya bandhavaha eva na santi tasya rikthat tasya dhanam upayujya avanipatihi karayet. It is the responsibility of the king to perform the last rites of the person who has passed away, and if he does not have any relatives, the king uses the money that is there, that the person who died has accumulated. He uses that money and ensures that the rites are performed for that particular person. System appadi. Purvaha kriya.
Big calamities மாதிரி ஆகி இப்போ எல்லாரும் போயிட்டான்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். That type of time king has to take care and all this அப்படின்ற மாதிரி it appears so.
ஆமா. இப்போ கோவிட் மாதிரி ஒரு இடத்துல it is the responsibility of the government to take care of it ன்னு தானே அர்த்தம். पूर्वाः क्रियाः मध्यमाः च तथा चैव उत्तराः क्रियाः त्रिप्रकाराः क्रियाः सर्वाः तासां भेदं शृणुष्व मे. There are 3 types of kriyas in this entire Antya Samskara that we have spoken about. You can divide all of those kriyas into 3 types. One is Purvaha kriyaha, that is the earlier, those which have to be performed first initially, and then Madhyama kriyaha, intermediary actions, Uttaraha kriyaha, the latter actions. Iti triprakaraha, 3 types of kriyaha, actions sarvaha, tasam bhedam shrunushva. Listen to the bhedam, adavadu what are all the different types. Why is it called uttaram, why is it called madhyamam, and why is it called uttaram? Adaha vari ayudhadi sparshadi antaha tu yaha kriyaha taha purvaha madhyamaha masi masi ekodishta samgitaha prete pitruttvamapanne sapindikaranat anu क्रियन्ते याः क्रियाः पित्र्याः प्रोच्यन्ते ताः नृप उत्तराः. So adaha, starting from daha, this is beginning, starting from burning of the body. Vari ayudhadi sparshadi antaha, so until the touching of water, ayudham, etc. by each one of those varnas in order for purity. That is, it indicates the end of ashaucham, and it begins begins the period of purity, right? So only when you touch that particular object we saw earlier. So until that time, so vari ayudhadi sparshadi antaha, until the end of that 12th day, yaha kriyaha, whatever are the actions, samskaras that have to be performed, those are called taha purvaha. Those are called purva kriyaha. Madhyamaha, the middle intermediary actions, are those which are masi, every month ekodishta samgitaha. Every month on the day that the person passed away, the shraddha is being done every month, and that ekodishta shraddham is called madhyama kriyaha. Idu vandu assuming that the sapindikaranam happens at the end of 1 year. Okay. Prete pitrutvam apanne sapindikaranat anu. Sapindikaranat anu, after sapindikaranam, when you have joined him with the pitragana, then he no longer becomes a preta. He is not addressed as a preta. So prete pitrutvam apanne, when the preta has become one of the pitraganas after the sapindikaranam, yaha kriyaha kriyante pitryaha, those samskaras that are performed as addressed towards the pitragana, pitryaha, pitru uddishtaha kriyaha, pitryaha kriyaha, taha uttaraha iti procyante, he nripa, they are called uttara kriya. So 3 sets. The entire samskaras are divided into 3 sets. The first portion is starting from the time the person is gone. From that time till the ashaucha period. Until that time it is called purva kriya. And then every month you do, that is called madhyama kriyaha. And then after the abdigam, when actually after sapindikaranam, but here since we transpose the sapindikaranam to the 12th day, maybe everything is now combined in the sense that you can't clearly distinguish it and say this is Purva Kriya, this is Uttara Kriya. So the yearly Shraddham that you do is in Uttara Kriya. Okay. Narayanam namaskritya naranjaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vacham tato jayamudirayeet.